Hi, everyone! Welcome back to Learning English through news highlights using Microlearning, where we explore the latest headlines and teach English at the same time. Today, we're talking about an exciting football story about Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, and his reaction to a big game against Manchester United in the FA Cup. Jenny, are you ready to break it down?
Absolutely. This is a great story to learn English with because you can pick up some new vocabulary and phrases while we explain what happened. So, Arsenal played against Manchester United, and it was quite the match. The article says that Mikel Arteta, who is Arsenal's manager, expected his team to win the game in 90 minutes. Let's pause here and explain the word manager.
That's a great start. In football, the manager is the person who is responsible for the team. They decide strategies, pick which players will play, and guide the team. Think of it like a coach, but in some countries, like England, they use the term manager more often. For example, Pep Guardiola is the manager of Manchester City. Another example is Jurgen Klopp, who manages Liverpool.
Exactly. Now, the article says Mikel Arteta would have expected Arsenal to dispatch Manchester United. Let's unpack this. The word dispatch is interesting. It means to send something off or to deal with something quickly and efficiently. Here, it means Arsenal was expected to beat or defeat Manchester United effectively.
Good point, Jenny. An everyday example of dispatch would be sending a letter quickly. For instance, I need to dispatch this package to my friend in another country. Or you could say, the fire department dispatched a team to extinguish the fire. It's an excellent word to use when speed or efficiency is involved.
Right. So, Arteta expected Arsenal to defeat Manchester United. But during the game, Manchester United received a red card. Now, in football, a red card means a player is sent off the field and cannot play for the rest of the game. Let me give you an example of how we can explain it. Imagine you're playing football with your friends, and someone does something unsafe or very unfair, like pushing another player roughly. The referee might give them a red card.
Great explanation. Another example of a red card might be if someone hits another player intentionally. It's a serious punishment in the game. So, because Manchester United had one fewer player after the red card, it became easier for Arsenal to play. After that, Arsenal was awarded a penalty. Let's explain what a penalty means.
Sure. In football, a penalty happens when one team commits a foul, or a rule is broken, inside their own penalty area. The other team gets a chance to take a shot on goal from a specific spot, with only the goalkeeper defending. For example, if a player accidentally touches the ball with their hand inside the penalty area, the other team gets a penalty kick. Another example? If someone trips a player inside the penalty area, that's also a foul, and it could lead to a penalty kick.
Simple and clear. Now, it seems like Arteta, Arsenal's manager, was glad his team won but maybe thought the game should have been easier for them because Manchester United was playing with one fewer player after the red card. Let's go over the phrase "went down a man," because that could be tricky for learners.
Good idea. Went down a man is a phrase used when one team has fewer players than the other because someone got a red card or had to leave the game for some other reason. For example, if your basketball team starts with 5 players and one gets injured, now you've gone down a man. Another example is in hockey. If a player gets a penalty, the team is down a man temporarily.
So, when the article says, the Red Devils went down a man, they're just telling us that Manchester United, whose nickname is the Red Devils, had one fewer player after the red card. Speaking of nicknames, let's explain that too.
Sure. A nickname is an informal name given to a person, place, or thing. For example, Lionel Messi's nickname is La Pulga, which means the flea in Spanish. Another example is that California is nicknamed the Golden State. In the same way, Manchester United is often called the Red Devils.
That's right. And the article mentions that Manchester United soon conceded a penalty. The word concede means to give up something, usually unwillingly. For example, if two teams are playing and one team lets their opponent score a goal, you could say they conceded the goal. Another example is in an argument. If someone realizes they are wrong, they might concede and say, "Okay, I see your point."
So, putting it all together, Arsenal won the game because Manchester United had a red card, and then they conceded a penalty, which means Arsenal got a chance to score. Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, thought his team should have defeated Manchester United even without those advantages.
Now, for a quick recap of the vocabulary we learned today. We talked about the word manager, which means the person responsible for guiding a team. We also learned about dispatch, which is to deal with something quickly and efficiently. Next was red card, a term used in football when a player is sent off for breaking the rules in a serious way.
That's right. We also discussed penalty, which is a punishment in football that allows the opposing team to take a shot on goal. Then we explained went down a man, meaning one team has fewer players on the field. We also looked at nickname, which is an informal name, and concede, which means to give up something unwillingly.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on this journey of learning English through football news. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new.
We'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day, everyone, and keep practicing your English.